Welcome to the HR Empowerment Podcast, where we will uncover strategies and new insights from HR professionals who discuss up-to-date regulations, best practices, and the most pressing topics like diversity and equity, leadership, dealing with difficult situations, and much more that affect your bottom line and business. Thanks for joining us.
Hey, everybody, it's Wendy Sellers, the HR lady, with my co-host, JC.
Wendy,
we are here today to talk over JC, apparently.
I love you. I do. I love you.
I'm so excited about this topic,
Me
though.
too.
And I'm going to give you a reason why. We have a really awesome guest here, Shayna Bergman. Hey, Shayna.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Hey, thank you. What you do really, really makes a difference in the world. And for our listeners, our topic today is about helping parents in leadership positions uncover their true potential. And the reason I am so excited about this is I was literally doing a live training today, and it was about pay transparency and all the effects of pay transparency. But we got into talking about how during the pandemic, a lot of parents had to quit their job because the benefits weren't transparent. They couldn't afford to keep taking time off of work, and daycares were gone and all of that stuff. And so just this afternoon, the topic came up, and I was like, oh, I cannot wait until later this evening so we can have this conversation and really talk about how we really can, as HR, as managers, as leaders, how we can help parents uncover their true potential. In my opinion, if you're a parent and you're in the workplace, you're a rock star, and I'm hiring you. What are your thoughts, Shayna?
I could not agree more. I mean, the amount of things that parents juggle, especially during the pandemic and post, is unbelievable. I mean, they always say, right, ask a busy person to get things done, and that's who's going to do it. And that is so, so true. And when you think about all the things that parents juggle, the fact is they really have two jobs. They have their day job, and then they have their job when they're a parent as well. And so if you want to get something done, man, that's who you go to.
Yeah, I 100% agree. And I am not a parent. I was a step parent for a little bit there, but yes, 100%. Whenever I go to any of my friends that are parents or any of my business associates, it's like one of those, oh, let me just tuck the kids into bed and then get back to me. Now I'm always like, no, this can wait till tomorrow. Like, don't drop everything you are supposed to be doing tonight with your family to appease me. We're going to talk about that later on. Shayna, tell our folks that are listening, what you do. You're an expert in the executive and leadership coaching space, but what else do you do? What does your day-to-day look like?
That's right. Yeah, every day is different. So I do work mostly one-on-one with parents who are in executive and leadership roles, who are really trying to navigate the pressures of their family, of their personal lives, and of their professional lives, and trying to really reach whatever their version of success is, but with a lot less stress. And so, like I said, I do that one-on-one. I also offer group coaching. I also work with different businesses and organizations for a variety of different reasons. But typically, I'm working with typically up-and-coming leaders or leaders, oftentimes C-suite, who are just in that extreme juggle where there is so much going on. Sometimes they are just totally overwhelmed. A lot of times they feel like there's no balance, or on the flip side, it's like they just feel like they are on the hamster wheel and they're just getting through each day and really haven't had a chance to step off of it and look around and say, is this even where I want to be? And so for me to be alongside them in that journey and help them find true fulfillment in their lives, reach dreams that they never thought possible, do things far beyond what they could have ever imagined, it is such a joy for me. It's just like truly the most fulfilling work I've ever done.
Here's some numbers from the Bureau of Labor Statistics about the year 2020. The labor force participation rates in 2020, 71.2% of women with children under 18 years old were in the labor force, according to the BLS. The rate was 92.8% for dads with children under 18 years old.
Yeah. So Shayna, what are your thoughts on the differences, between parenting with mothers versus fathers, or whatever other people identify as?
Yeah. Okay. So a couple different things. I mean, I think we know, in our society, a lot of the child rearing, it falls on the women. It just does. Certainly there are exceptions to that, but that's a lot of what I tend to see as well. And I think a lot of it is, look, as moms, we are sort of the go-to for a lot of different things. And so when that happens, we tend to be the one that people fall back on. We tend to be the one that shows up at the birthday party. We tend to be the one that's going to carpool, we tend to be the one that's kissing the boo-boo knee. And then also, hey, by the way, we're also doing our jobs, cleaning our houses, cleaning clothes, right? All the things. I think a lot of people can say, that their partners are part of it. And I can say with 100% certainty, my husband is as well. But when it really comes down to it, there's still what people call the mental load, right? Or I call it the mother load. It's like there's still stuff happening in the back of my mind that nobody else really is able to sort of jump in with. And so that's another weight that I think we as parents are carrying. And I think we saw that really come to a head, in particular during the pandemic, to those numbers. And I think about even myself during that time. I was running HR leadership for one of the big 4 companies. I was teaching my daughter virtual kindergarten while she was kind of half engaged, half in, half out. I was changing my son's diapers. I was juggling with my husband, trying to keep the kids alive, making the lunches, making the snacks, making sure that they were okay, running the meetings at the same time, putting them to bed, and then continuing to do all the stuff at night that I didn't get to during the day. And so a lot of that stuff just happened to fall on me. And so I think this is a very real thing that we see. And I think a lot of people during that time, it came to a head. And so now I think we have an opportunity to start that dialogue and have that conversation about what are opportunities here that maybe we're missing, myself included, where we could have asked for help, where are places where we could draw boundaries, where are places where we can say no to say yes to something else. And so that's a lot of what I'm seeing in my practice now is this realization that a lot of people had during that time to say, like, this is just not sustainable, especially now that people are back in the office too.
Yeah, absolutely. And, I want to talk more. I want to dive deeper into this conversation in our next episode here. So in episode 2 of our 5-part series today, helping parents in leadership positions uncover their true potential, we really want to talk about navigating the overwhelm and decluttering the mind, and maybe that F word, flexibility. Thanks everybody for joining us. We'll talk to you soon.
Thank you for joining the HR Empowerment Podcast, brought to you by Aurora Training Advantage. We hope you've gained new insight and strategies to navigate the HR profession. We look forward to you joining us again on the HR Empowerment Podcast.